Okay, everybody, let's move on to the exercise, publish data with a workspace. Please turn on follow presenter as I'm going to demo it in my lab before I turn you guys loose to do it yourselves. Okay, so I'm going to open FME Workbench and I need to open a different workspace. And I'm just going to expand that. This one, there we go. So this workspace reads in voting location points from a GML file and clips it to another layer of neighborhood polygons, and those are read in as a KML. And essentially this workspace is used to back up a database and writes the data out to a file geodatabase. So to start off, we'll just make sure that it runs successfully in FME form before we publish it up to FME flow. That's okay, we're all good. Perfect, translation successful. So I'm gonna click publish. I'm gonna leave the training repository, but the important thing here is I'm gonna click upload data files. So when I click select files here, we can see my 3 files selected and that they're going to be uploaded to the repository. So that's all good. I click OK and I click next. I'm going to leave this workspace registered with the job submitter. I don't need to use any other services for this. So that's all good, and I'll click publish. We can see in the translation log that we've got an uploaded resources section, and we can see both the election voting and Vancouver neighborhoods files have been uploaded. So now that they're supposed to be in our repository, how do we make sure that the files are there and actually see the files? Well, when you navigate to FME Flow, go to Workspaces and pick the training repository. And we can see here with each workspace, there's this files option. So this is the workspace we just published, and we can see the 3 files there. And if we click here, we have access to the files. We can see the workspace that we published earlier. We didn't include any source data, so there's no files included. We can also navigate to the File Explorer and find the files uploaded there. So if we navigate to Save Software, FME Flow, Repositories, and click the training repository, and we publish data with a workspace. And here we can see the GML, KML, and the workspace file in this location, because this is the same machine that Flow is installed on. And so that's the system share, which we'll talk about in a bit. But just so you're aware. So now that we've got our data, we're going to click the workspace to open the Run Workspace page. We'll leave the job submitter, that's okay. And now we can see with the published parameters, we've got this FME flow parameter that's referencing the repository where the data is stored. If we didn't choose to publish this, it would have used the default value that was put in for these parameters to access the files. And we don't need to change the file geodatabase, that's fine. So we'll click run. So now the job's been submitted. It's reading the data from the repository, not the same location that the data was stored when we were running the workspace on FME form. And now it's successful. The features were written out. And yeah. So now I'll let you guys go through that exercise. We'll take about 10 minutes to go through it. Let me know if you need more time, if the 10 minutes isn't enough, but we'll come back at 10:35.